What's up guys, and welcome back to part 3 of our Racecar MX-5 brake upgrade. In today's episode we will be installing our EBC Blue Stuff brake pads and of course top it all off with some Motul RBF 660 racing brake fluid. This has got a much higher boiling point than normal brake fluid and that will really help us out on the track when we do some serious braking. Now, brake pads are fairly simple to install, but I'm just going to show you quickly how we've done it. One thing that might be different than usual is we're not going to use any copper grease or any sort of lubricant on the back of them or where they touch the caliper, because at the high temperature we might get on the track, the copper grease actually melts and that might then seep in between our brake disc and our friction material, leaving us with no brakes and a big crash coming up. Okay, so let's get these installed and then our brake upgrade is done. And of course, like you've heard before, I just want to give a big thanks to Stock-ish. There we go, there's their details. Coming on board on the Racecar project and hooking us up with all of our brake upgrade needs. If you guys are looking for some brake upgrades, even just routine maintenance, check them out in the link below. They are by far the best price that I could find. And yeah, so show some support to the companies that support us. Alright, let's get started. So on the MX-5, to remove the brake pads, get your 14mm socket and remove or undo the bottom brake caliper pin. And with that removed, the caliper can slide up and out of the way. Remember not to let it hang on the brand new brake line we installed, or even if they're old. You can either zip tie them to the suspension part, but I'm just gonna set them aside on the lower control arm over here. And then the old pads just slide out. There's still quite some meat left on them, but the Blue Stuff pads will be a very nice upgrade. Now, as far as possible, try not to touch the friction material so you don't get any kind of grease or brake fluid or anything on them. As you can see here, they already got some backing plate to try and reduce some brake noise, but it's a race car, so brake noise is part of it. Now, since they are a direct replacement for this car, they just slide back here. Careful not to lose your brake pad springs and retaining clips. With both brake pads in, just attach your caliper. The piston should be pushed back far enough since we did the brake lines. Slide the top pin back in. With the caliper all the way down, just reinsert the bottom caliper pin and tighten it back up. And with this side done, I'm going to do the other side, and then all that's left is to flush out the stock brake fluid with our new racing brake fluid. There we go guys, our brake upgrade is finally done. I did flush the brake fluid with our new racing fluid. The pedal is still a bit soft, so I'll just bleed them again when I've got some assistance. I'm alone at the moment and I prefer bleeding my brakes with someone else so I can ensure that all the bubbles and everything is good. This is going to be a really important upgrade if you're building any sort of track car or a fast street car. It's something that often gets overlooked, but brakes are the only thing that stopped you other than a tree or a car next to you. So yeah, definitely something worth doing if you're interested in driving a bit faster than usual. Thanks again to Stock-ish, like I mentioned, go check them out, show them support. That would really help both of us out. Now, if you like this video, please remember to give it that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you're seeing, you like where this build is going, remember to hit subscribe. Now in the next episode, again, we're doing something based on safety, but I can guarantee you it's not what you think, and it's something you can do to any of your cars that will make it safer and maybe even save you the value of your car. So stay tuned for that, but in the meantime, remember, it's not game over, it's game on.